Hey everybody, Carey Hodsden, PGA here at X Golf Chesapeake with hopefully a few more words of wisdom regarding the golf swing today. Hey look, I've heard a catchphrase used for the last many years about the slot, and I promised you guys that I would do a lesson based on what I think the slot is and how I see the slot as far as as the term itself relates to the golf swing. Now, a lot of guys taught and have been teaching over the years that the slot is a magical thing that is somewhere on the downswing when you're dropping your golf club back into what they call the slot to be able to approach. And in the modern swing, this is how it looks. Okay, so you go back, you go up, you separate your arms from your body, and then as you're going forward, everything falls back, which to me is a complete dichotomy to what really should be happening in the golf swing. But it falls back as you're going forward, okay, and it falls back into the slot, is what they call it. Now, I don't see that as a viable way to swing consistently. Some guys may, and that's fine, and I've even seen it work really well for some folks. And some folks that have played very well and made millions of dollars actually doing it. But it's a very practiced, and to me it's more of a forced move. So how I see the slot is I see it as a ring all the way around your hips, okay, and around your waist. I see it as a kind of a circular thing that goes the exact same distance all the way around your hips, and that it's an area that your hands move in all the way around your hips. So if I turn this way, if I start with my hands this far away from my body, the slot to me is a slot that goes all the way around your body. It will go up a little bit or around and separate a little bit. Your arms aren't really separating from your body, but your hands will get a little bit away here if you're doing this in a classical type golf swing, like a Ben Hogan type golf swing. And then it will come right back into what we call the slot. It will move all the way around your body and to the other side, and I'll show it to you from kind of a face-on view here. We go back and we get into this position, and then we get back into what I call the slot all the way around. We move it at the same distance from your waist to your hands to the butt end of the club, all the way around your body, okay? And we still have the same distance here, and then it goes up, and it will mirror kind of what your backswing did. The difference between the classic swing and the more modern swing is the classic swing is on what I'll call, it's definitely on concentric circles, but it's on kind of a beveled plane, okay? So what I mean by that is when we come into here and we get into our slot around our waist and we go through, since we're coming from the inside and because our right hand is on the club lower than our left hand, our right shoulder is going to be lower than our left shoulder going through, and this is all based on your spine angle, okay? We're bending this way. I'm going to do another whole lesson on spine angle soon. And as we turn around our spine angle, and because we're bent this way, when we turn around our spine angle, we're going to see that one shoulder is going to go lower than the other always. It's just going to happen because of the bend at our waist, okay? Once again, I'll get into more of that kind of later in another lesson. This is really important though with regard to the slot. I want you guys to really think about biomechanics, and I want you to think about physics here, okay? If you start and you address the golf ball in this manner, and you're this far, let's say a fist or a little bit bigger, larger than a fist away from your midsection here. So I'll do it this way so you can see it kind of down the line. All right, so if you start this far away, you have to get back to this point, or in a perfect world, even slightly lower than this point. Like if our shaft angle is here, if we can get our shaft angle like just a little bit lower through impact on the way down, we're gonna have a much better chance. The reason I say that is because when you swing a golf club, okay, you release it like this. We don't do these types of things. We release it like this, okay? It's almost like casting a fishing rod, okay? like this, okay? So when that happens, the club face is toe heavy. The club face will bow the club in this area of the shaft. So when you hear about kick points, and you hear about low kick points, mid kick points, and high kick points, it's not all the way up and down the shaft. It's like one little area right in here in the center of the shaft, towards the bottom of the shaft, where all those kick points are, okay? So when the shaft is swinging through and you're releasing down, the shaft bows down, okay? So if the shaft is gonna bow down, the last thing in the world you want is your hands higher through impact, because the shaft is gonna bow down even more. You're gonna hit it off the toe, or you're gonna dig toe deep. This is a very common mistake that people don't understand. This is why this whole slot area around your waist is so important. It's so important to keep your hands the same distance all the way around your waist. It's gonna feel super weird for those that you haven't tried, or those of you who've been to other people that have taught you that, to separate your arms and all this kind of stuff from your body. It's gonna feel really, really weird to you, okay? But realistically, you wanna swing around your body like a baseball bat. You don't wanna swing, where everything separates and comes back together, and you try to find these slot areas. You wanna keep your hands as close to the slot area as possible the entire time, so that when you're coming back into the ball, you get over here and you're coming back into the ball. If we started here, you can just draw an imaginary line with this shaft plane right here, okay? If we started here, we go back and we go through. We don't want to go back up and get a higher shaft plane. We want to come back in lower, if anything, and get a flatter shaft plane, so that when it goes through, the club is going to bow down. Now, all you need to do is go onto YouTube and watch in slow motion anybody that swings, whether it's Jack Nicklaus or Hogan or Tiger or anybody, doesn't really matter. You're going to see the front end of their shaft right in this area right here is going to bow down. It's going to bow like this, and the toe of the club is going to go down, and that's what you got to pay attention to. That's why this slot right here is so bloody important. You have to get your hands in it, okay? If you don't, if you're not in that slot, you're going to be manufacturing a golf swing somehow. You're going to be manufacturing a move to try to hit the ball solidly, okay? And this is not what we want to do. We want to keep it as simple as possible. So, you need to get in front of a mirror and practice this. I want you to practice, get in front of a mirror. I'm going to say you're the mirror here, okay? And you're going to set up in front of the mirror. I want you to watch yourself go through here and watch this club stay closer to your body, okay? If you get up here and you separate, that means you've pulled your hands now completely out of the slot, okay? And now you're going to go up here, and when you come back down, you've got to figure out, as you're moving forward, how to get your hands all the way back down here to this place where you started, into this slot, before you can kind of turn in and hit the golf ball. If you don't do that, if you don't get it all the way back down into the slot, okay, then you're going to be coming at it from some weird, odd angle, whether you come in from way behind, whether you come in from over the top, which is what most people do. Most people do this. They go here, they go up with a modern swing, and as they're trying to come down, they're moving forward already, and their hands are out over the slot, and they're desperately trying to get it into the slot. By the time they get it down here close, see that motion? You're coming down and across. That ball is going right if you're a right-hander and left if you're a left-hander, and it's going to happen every time, and there's just no way around it. That's why you must stay as close to the slot. Like, even if you're a modern swinger and you go up here, you've got to get this thing down in here before you can go forward. And that feels really weird. I mean, there's a whole, it's like turning, and you got to wait until your arms go all the way down and then go like that, to get into the slot. But if you're swinging a more classical swing, you get here and you go around here, okay, you're already pretty much in the slot, and you're just going to go forward with everything together and still be the right distance away from your hips and your waist. This is super important, okay? This slot area is super, super important. Once again, not a thing that you're going to hear from a lot of teachers, not a thing that you hear from even your top gurus and everybody else. They don't talk about this. It's because they teach a swing where they separate everything, and then they try to lay it off and fall back into what they call the slot. Now, when you separate your hands from your body, you can create more speed with your arms coming down, but the chances of you hitting it in the center of the face, unless you're practicing and hitting 1,000 balls a day, are pretty much zero, okay? You're not gonna hit it in the center of the face very often. Even if you're a good player, you're gonna have a lot of mishits all over the center of the face, even if you're a really good player. Whereas you get a guy that swings more around himself and he stays more connected to his body and stays in this slot, this guy's gonna really hit the ball in the center of the face and create a little dime-shaped hole in the center of the face, and he's gonna hit it there over and over and over again, okay? And that's just because his mechanics are better. You know, he's doing it in a simpler way and keeping his hands closer to his body, okay? The closer you keep your hands to your body, the wider the club arc is, okay? See this? Okay? So you got to keep your hands closer to your body. They got to stay connected. Everything's got to stay connected here, okay? So I think it's super important that you consider thinking about the slot. I know this is going to be a short lesson. I'm going to hit a couple here and show you what it sounds like and show you what it feels like here a little bit. But it's really important to get in front of the mirror and practice this and see what it looks like. Do it from face on. Go over here to make sure your hands aren't going way out away from your body, okay? And then get over here and watch how your hands stay close to your body as you turn, okay? Do it in front of the mirror this way. Watch and see how things are gonna go here. You're gonna go through, you're gonna keep your hands closer to your body, you're gonna turn, right? And your hands are still closer to your body. Most guys you see are, you know, up here, they're turned, they're up in here, they're trying to drop it back down, and then they try to flip it through. And even now I'm seeing guys that are teaching that they flip the club through, and this is how they want people to release. Ow, you know? I mean, like really, ow. So we don't want to do that. We want to keep it a little bit simpler than that. So I'm just going to try to hit a couple here and try to give you a feeling of what it looks like and what it sounds like when you're kind of doing this right. You don't have to swing hard, you just have to stay connected, okay? So I've just got a little 5-iron here. I'm just going to go about, you know, about halfway, okay, back. And then I'm going to try to really stay connected in here, okay, and try to come in a little under the plane and then allow the thing to release off to the left, okay? Okay, you can see how I get massive extension here. I've got, when I finish, I've got my arm here and the club. I basically have a little over 6 foot club here, from here all the way down. You can see it when it finishes. It's just pure power and pure accuracy. And this is what I'd like to see for you, okay? We'll do one more, and we'll do a little bit fuller. So we're gonna go here, we're gonna go, you know, come inside like we like to, and we're gonna try to get our arms in front of us, and then we're gonna release off to the left and keep our hands in the slot here, okay? So something like this. Okay, so that's a little kind of a teaser on what I like to think about when I'm thinking about the slot, you know, the slot, whatever you want to call it. All right, I've got a lot more to come. I've been writing a lot and putting a lot of stuff together, so there's going to be a huge rash of lessons getting ready to come out. But for now, think about the slot and think about what you want to do. If you want to talk to me, if you want to get lessons online, if you want to come and see me, X-Golf Chesapeake, or just reply to us in the comments below. And we will see you very soon. And until I do, I'm Carey Hodsden, PGA at X-Golf Chesapeake. Hit them long and straight. Bye-bye.